Hey guys, you might be wondering why I'm laying on my bathroom floor. Is it to show you how clean my floors are? No, not exactly. Is it to show you my granite countertop? No, but it is very nice looking. Instead, it is to show you this place, this bathroom. When I was growing up as a kid and a teenager, this used to be my comfort zone. You might be wondering, okay, wait, what are you talking about? Well, growing up, I grew up in an extremely abusive household. And, my parents would fight all the time. My stepdad was an abusive alcoholic. And so there was always a lot of fighting. And so there was three things that would bring me comfort. One was just staying in the bathroom, cutting the vents on in the shower so I wouldn't have to hear all the noise, and I would just sit on the toilet and just, maybe read or something. And the other thing was Star Wars movies. Sometimes when my parents would fight, I would close my door and just watch The Return of the Jedi because it made me feel strong. And so this was like a coping mechanism I had. But as I got older, I learned about much more better coping mechanisms. Let's talk about mental health. Hey guys, it's me, James, with This Beautiful Crazy Life. Welcome to the channel. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I got a haircut. And I feel a lot more cold. And I also told someone I feel less artsy and creative with having my crown gone. I feel like a much more normal person. But who said I was ever normal to begin with? Anyway, guys, today is Mental Health Awareness Month. I just want to talk about mental health and therapy, and why therapy is awesome, and why if you've gone through traumatic experiences, therapy might be a really good way to help you process that. As the story I told you guys before, and if you've seen other videos, many people know I come from a pretty abusive childhood where mental and physical abuse was very normalized. You don't come at that stuff like a very well-balanced person, A lot of people have alcohol, drug problems, they become abusers themselves. Like there's a whole cycle for a lot of people. And I did therapy because I found out I had a lot of baggage and issues. There are some things. Let me tell you about some of the things I struggled with becoming an adult. Hugging people. I used to not be able to hug people because physical touch was kind of a scary thing, that being that close, because it was associated with being hurt. Right. Another thing, I was very closed off. Didn't really know how to process my emotions super well. Impatient. I was never like an angry, loud person. I would never hit or throw anything. But I was very internally angry. I would have nightmares all the time, which, you would think, man, like being abused for that long, I would just like wake up sometimes like having a dream like I was being abused again. I couldn't do confrontation. It was almost paralyzing sometimes. So I realized, hey, I actually need to work on some of these things. And this was back in 2013 because I realized so much in my life could be better. And so I went and saw a therapist. Now, this was before I was a Christian, and there was a lot of shame even for non-Christians, especially those in the Black community, just a community I'm part of, that one of those communities I'm part of. I know that's changed a lot, but therapy was for crazy people, people who had issues, or rich people who just, didn't know what else to do to spend their money. But, what I needed to do was just deal with it, be tough, pray, whatever it was, right? And I was like, one, I'm not religious, so I'm not going to pray to anything. And then two, like, nothing else is happening. I've been toughing it out for years, and here I am, 26 years old, suffering, don't know what to do. My relationships are a mess. They could be a lot better. I have a hard time trusting people. I'm never going to find any like good friendships or romantic friendships, or have my friendships be way better than they were or with my family if I don't do something. So I did, right? And I continued therapy until last year, basically, kind of like on and off. I'll be like, I need to work on this. I'll go and see my therapist. I've had 2 therapists consistently. I've seen other therapists because sometimes it can take a while, but very helpful. My last therapist was a Christian therapist. Her husband is a pastor of a very large church here in the city. and very helpful, very, very helpful. You know, it helped me deal with a lot of my anxiety. And I've been good. I haven't had any like really depression episodes. I feel like I can say I'm healed from depression personally. I feel like I beat it or something by the grace of God. I always feels really bold when I say that. So I was like, if I say this now, then like 2 months later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm suicidal. Like, then I feel like I failed. So I'm always scared to say it out loud, but I'm claiming it and I'm saying it. I guess I do have a little bit of charismatic in me, but I just want to talk about this whole idea of like church people who are against mental health, right? Because I feel like the church is split in two. I did a video a couple months ago where I talked about being a Christian and living with depression and things that can help you, and I recommended this book, and I lost like 40 subscribers, and I got people who just went in the comment section, don't even say you're saved, bro. You're not even a Christian. If because the fruits of the spirit, you shouldn't be depressed at all, And another person was just like, there's like 2 other of them like, oh, come on, you just believe more and you'll be healed. Just be healed. My dad was healed from this. That's great. So everyone else who never got healed from cancer just didn't believe enough. Anyone who had a sick parent or child, they just didn't believe enough. All those kids in third world countries who have horrible diseases, died from COVID or something, I don't know. They didn't believe enough. People who are starving in the streets, some poor country, did they believe enough? Like that one, I think irked me most. That one irked me more than the one where the person didn't call me a Christian or whatever. And so, I just think this is really silly that we have this divide. A lot of times it is generational. I know some denominations are more likely to be for part of mental health than other ones are. I don't want to say it's like, oh, only charismatics don't believe in therapy, or only reformed people don't believe in therapy. It really seems to be by generation, which is still today. I mean, I know now a lot more people, because of really smart activists and advocates, a lot more people are now open to therapy. And a lot of churches offer counseling services. I mean, if you guys didn't know this, like that was literally part of the priest's job, because the priest was the person who used to care for your soul in the Catholic Church. So they would address every part of your life, which would include what we would probably call counseling. If you don't believe me, I highly recommend reading Interior Castle by Saint Teresa of Avila, from Spain, from the 14th century. She's literally talking about what we would consider today mental health and therapy. So there's a long history of the church, and at some point, I don't know when, the church broke away from that and said, oh, this is a weird thing, probably because of like secular psychology. And now we're going back to, wait, let's look back. The church has actually addressed these things. We literally have proof and times, where people talk about this. And some people say, well, I don't see therapy in the Bible. I don't see pharmaceuticals in the Bible. Stop taking penicillin. Now, I'm being a little facetious here because, to entertain you guys, right? But I do think there's a serious problem if we just think that mental health isn't real. And this is not just a church issue. Like I said, this is a problem in the Black community. This is a problem and within many communities, regardless of their religious status. But hopefully what we can do is continue to break that mental health stigma and get people who need help to find the help they need, just like you do with a doctor or anything else. I don't know if you guys knew this, random fact, but did you know most people who go through post-traumatic stress disorder is actually from car accidents? Right? A lot of people struggle when they have a major car accident, be able to drive a car again. That's something therapy could really help out with, because they have ways to help you with anxiety. Stop being weirdos and saying that these things don't work. Okay? That's my message to you guys. So this does not feel like a very graceful message. Usually I try to be a lot more loving in responding to some of these controversies and ideas, but man, I just see a lot of people suffering, and I know therapy can be scary. A lot of people are scared to open up things from the past, but if it's affecting your relationships and you can't, and you feel stuck, you feel like you're not able to do something, of course, pray. Of course, I believe Jesus can heal people because I've seen it myself. I believe in the gifts of the Spirit. All right. I've seen people say that they were healed or that their lives completely changed after doing a prayer. I have no doubt on that. But sometimes, a lot of times, it's a process. And that's one thing that therapy is good at, is helping you process your things. Is it going to solve all your issues after one session? No. Could it maybe take a few years for you to deal with certain things and get better? Yeah, maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Maybe you might realize, actually, this isn't for me. And if you're someone who's never gone through a traumatic experience, like your life's been relatively easy, then, you know, I really don't think you need an opinion on whether someone should go see therapy or not, if you ask me. If you've never been in an abusive relationship, you grew up with 2 healthy parents, and you had everything given to you, and you lived a really easy life, and your most traumatic experience was one time this girl rejected you in high school because you're lazy eye. Whatever, right? That was really specific. That never happened to me. I don't have a lazy eye. To all those who have lazy eyes, though, you are beautiful. I should really stop. I'm going to keep that all in. But I'm serious, guys. Look, mental health is extremely important. Please take care of yourselves. Find a therapist if you can. And I just want to say that it's okay. Let's break the stigma of mental health being not a real thing or being a shameful thing. Take care of yourself if people care about you. So anyway, guys, I'll see you later. It's the weekend for me almost. I go back to work in like 20 minutes. So see ya.